Are you ready to talk peanut butter? Are you ready to talk about Canadian peanut butter? You've probably never even thought about Canadian peanut butter unless you live in Canada. But today, that's what we're going to do. Greetings, one and all. That's right, we're back with another video, and we're here to talk about Canadian peanut butter. It's a topic that I bet you've never thought about. You may never think about again after this video, but that's okay. In my travels, across the border into Canada, I never really thought much about peanut butter, but eventually, as I was, perusing the aisles, I would start to notice the brands of peanut butter that they had. And I was kind of intrigued by it because the brands are really well-known brands in the United States, but those brands don't actually sell peanut butter in the United States. And in turn, the biggest brands of peanut butter in the US aren't sold in Canada either, which is really odd. And I find that fascinating. So today we're going to take a look at two Canadian brands of peanut butter, Planters peanut butter and Kraft peanut butter. Now, Planters and Kraft, two brands that are well known in the United States. Kraft is known for their macaroni and cheese and all sorts of things, really. And Planters is known for peanuts. But I've never seen the peanut butter. And I've done some internet research on this, and I do not find any peanut butters by them in the United States for sale. All the listings I've looked for eventually lead me back to Canada. Now, in Canada, like I said, they do not have Jif peanut butter. They do not have Skippy. They do not have Peter Pan. At least, not that I can find. Now, are they in other parts of Canada? Perhaps. But in Ontario, I have not found them. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to compare American Jif and American Peter Pan peanut butter to the mentioned Kraft and Planters. And we'll see exactly how these stack up. Maybe they all taste the same, who fucking knows. But let's find out. I'm going to grade all of these peanut butters on a scale of 1 to 5 peanuts. And I'm probably going to use several criteria, one of them being the creaminess level. All of these are creamy peanut butters. I did not get chunky. I am anti-chunk. Let's get that out of the way right now. So these are creamy peanut butters only. But knowing that, how creamy are they? Next, I'm going to grade them on the peanut taste. Do they have a rich peanut taste to them, or is it more generic? I think that's important. And finally, it will be that X factor grade that I'll think about. Are they, does it have a roasted taste, or is it kind of more salty or sweeter? That'll be kind of that kind of mystery part of the flavor that you just don't know until you taste it. So let's try them all. I'm also going to try all of them in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I think that's important as well. So let's do this. First up, let's try the Planters peanut butter. Just open it up. It smells very peanutty. Like like fresh peanuts, actually, which is interesting. All right. Just got some on a spoon here. It's very, I'm definitely getting a lot of strong peanut flavor here, which I appreciate. Smoothness factor, pretty smooth. I'm gonna give it a 4 on smooth. I'm gonna give it a 5 on peanut flavor. That X factor, I'm gonna probably say a 4. It's a medium roast kind of flavor to it, not too salty. So now let's try it on a sandwich. All right, here we go. Peanut butter and jelly with the Planters Canadian peanut butter. We always want good balance. You want the peanut butter to stand out on its own and not be washed away by the jelly. I think this does that job. Yeah, I'm all for it. I still feel the taste of nuttiness that the Planters offers. And I appreciate that. I give this 5 peanuts. So overall, Planters Canadian peanut butter gets a score of 18 out of a possible 20. So now let's move on to an American one. We'll alternate. So let's do Jif peanut butter and see how that does. Here we are, Jif peanut butter, an American staple. Let's give it a taste. Comparatively, the creaminess isn't there. I'm only going to give this a scale of 1 to 5, 3 in a creaminess scale. The peanut taste, though, is very, very strong as well. And I'd say the X Factor is much stronger here, too. A really strong roasted taste on the Jif. So I give the X Factor a 5 and the peanut flavor a 5. But like I said, creaminess, only a 3. Just doesn't have that certain mouthfeel that the Planters had. Let's try it on a sandwich. All right, Jif peanut butter on a PB&J. The roastedness is really coming through once again. I can't stress that enough. I'd say this is equally as good as the Planters, but in a different way. It doesn't have the same silky smooth texture, but that roasted flavor really comes through. So I'm also giving it a 5 for how it holds up on a sandwich. Just it holds up in a different way. It gets there from the other side, but it still gets there. It's good. So like the Planters, the overall score is also an 18 out of 20 for the Jif peanut butter. So now let's move on to the next Canadian version, Kraft. These cute little bears. All right, so next up, we've got the Canadian Kraft peanut butter. Now, unlike the Planters peanut butter, this stuff was prevalent everywhere. Like, there were several stores I'd go into in Canada where they didn't have Planters. They always had Kraft. No matter what province, Kraft peanut butter is the head honcho of peanut butter in Canada. So let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. No. For being like the peanut butter of Canada, this is not good. I mean, maybe if I hadn't tasted these other ones side by side, I wouldn't realize just how shitty this was. First, let's talk about the creaminess or lack thereof. The creaminess is not good. It's very gritty, like grittiness into it, and it's not. And this is a smooth peanut butter. No. But more importantly, I could get past that if there was flavor of peanuts in here. There's not. This is very generic, very bland. Very little taste of actual peanut in this peanut butter. X Factor, there is no X Factor. There's no saltiness, there's no sweetness, there's no roasted flavor. The umami of peanut butter that you want is just not there. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 2 on the peanut tasting, and I'm going to give it a 2 on the X Factor, and like I said, a 3. No, I'm going to give it a 2 across the board on this one, actually. It's just not good. So 2s for all of those categories. Let's try it on a sandwich, see how that goes. All right, here it is, the Kraft peanut butter, which hasn't been very stellar so far, on a PB&J sandwich. Let's see how it tastes. No. The jelly just stands out way more. So does the white bread. This is freaking Wonder Bread. And the Wonder Bread has more taste and more value than this peanut butter does. That's not good. Yeah, this is just empty calories in terms of peanut butter. It's not as gross eating it with other stuff because the other things hide the inadequacies of this peanut butter. I just don't know why it's so popular. I mean, is it these damn bears? Do they just hypnotize you? I'll give it a 3 for the sandwich. So overall, for the Kraft peanut butter, that's a score of just 9 points out of a possible 20. Not good, Canada. Not good. Finally, today, let's talk about Peter Pan peanut butter, an American peanut butter staple. We'll see how it stacks up. Can't be any worse than what I just had, but let's find out. All right, let's do it. All right. First off, the creaminess factor is really high here. This is elite creaminess. So there's a 5 there. Peanut flavor. Yeah. Better than what I just had, but not as good as the other two. I'm going to give it a 3. X Factor. I'd say it's a little less sweet than the other ones. Not necessarily in a good way. I'm going to give it a 3 on the X Factor as well. Let's try it in a sandwich. All right, here we go. Peter Pan peanut butter in PB&J form. Well, you know, the creaminess level certainly helps in the sandwich. No doubt about that. But the lack of flavor is noticeable. I'm going to give it a 3. I've had worse. Had a lot better. It's just kind of there. So, there you go. Yeah, so overall that's a score of 14 out of 20 for the Peter Pan peanut butter. Definitely really middling it there. Not the worst, not the best. It just kind of exists. There you have it, folks. A little snapshot of Canadian peanut butter versus American. I know there's a lot of other brands out there. I didn't even get Skippy for this one or any of the other generic brands or any of the organic brands. And I'm sure there's plenty of other brands in Canada that I didn't touch either. But I thought this was a good snapshot, at least, to see exactly what their main brands are all about. So why not? All right, so bringing up the rear, Kraft peanut butter with a score of just 9 out of 20 possible points. It's just not good. It's very generic. It's not very smooth. It's not very flavorful. It's not very anything. It's like, it's just so muted. And they kind of like lure you in with these damn bears to make you think, ooh, look at this fun little cute peanut butter. No, it sucks. And I'm sorry that this is the #1 selling peanut butter in Canada. I don't know why, but you've got better options up there. I'm sorry, but stay away from this one. In third place with a score of 14 out of 20 points, we've got American Peter Pan peanut butter. Definitely better than Kraft, but definitely a middling peanut butter as well. It's okay. It does the job, but it's not going to blow you away. It's just going to give you the bare minimum of decent peanut butter. So, if that's all you need, then go for it. Finally tied for first place, both with 18 points out of a possible 20, we've got the American Jif and the Canadian Planters. They both got there a little bit different way, but they're both flavorful and pretty delicious on a sandwich and on their own. I think these stack up very well with one another, and in my opinion, were far and above better than the other two I tried. And, I'm sure they're not as good as some of the other fancy peanut butters out there, but for today's video, Jif did what it needed to do, and Planters was most definitely a step above the Kraft peanut butter for Canadians. There's no doubt about that. So that's all I got. I'm all peanut buttered out for now. So until next time, we'll see ya.